Welcome everyone in to the virtual Talladega Superspeedway. It's the PGR Lite Series here on a Monday night, season number 3 and race number 4 here presented by PGR eSports. I'm your host here tonight, Michael Triscaro, and I'll be solo up here in the booth as we go 55 laps here in the Craftsman Trucks, 40% fuel, 3 sets of tires, no fast repairs, and 1 green-white checkered if we need it. 82-degree ambient temp and a little bit partly cloudy sky, 6-mile-an-hour winds, and a track temp of 99 degrees here in the 2.66-mile Super Speedway in Alabama. And I am excited for this one. It's been a while since we've been in these Craftsman trucks. These drivers all on track right now as they are laying down their qualifying lap. And who will be fastest right now? Austin Green, the fastest in town, but Justin Mellicar here of Team PGR to the top of the board. Now Nash Brambilla, Team PGR's got some fast cars here tonight. Can the 23 of Brambilla or Mellicar in the 84 lock themselves into the championship playoffs here this season? We shall find out. Derek Fulton, he is fast as well. Top 3 right now for the 17 machine, and he's looking stout as well. So all these cars get locked in on the grid for tonight's race. A really nice lap there from Derek Fulton out of Ontario, Canada. He's going to throw down a 490, but we got, like I said, some new players now up here. Evan Carlbon, new paint scheme for Evan right here, and he's looking fast as well. P2 on the board. And we will momentarily get to the grid here as you see Casey Sprinkle on track for McCullough Motorsports. High above here, we will go through a lot of information for our viewers here tonight. This being the 4th installment, 4th race here in season number 3. As these cars all getting set to grid here. We have raced at Talladega only once here on the season in the ARCA Menard. And then we moved to Bristol for the Gen 4. And last week, Daytona in the Cup car, the NASCAR Next Gen car. And tonight, it's the first of 3 races on the slate in the Craftsman truck, but the only one here at Talladega. So this one, I'm sure a lot of these drivers have been circling on the calendar. As Evan Carlbon on the grid right now. A couple technical difficulties. We're going to look to sort those out. We'll pull up that starting soon screen, and we'll be right back here live at Talladega. Back here live at Talladega, technical difficulties hopefully sorted out here. These paints will all load in here in a second. A lot of new paint schemes on the racetrack here tonight. And we'll bring up that qualifying results here as they do load in here. Nash Brambilla Team PGR on the pole here tonight, joined on the front row by Evan Carlbahn of the Jack Shack. Dawson Wise tonight, he's a race winner here on the season, starts in the 3rd position. Justin Melikar, teammates to Brambilla, starts in 4th. Casey Sprinkle, 5th here tonight. Asher Little starts in 6th. Derek Fulton, 7th. James Waring starts in 8th. Chris Gascall starts in 9th. And Austin Green will round out your top 10. 11th will be Matthew Stalnick. Brian Hennings will qualify in 12th tonight. Josh Giambroni starts 13th. Gordon Spain, 14th. Terry Wilson starts in 15th. Sean Corbett, 16th. Mike Davenport, 17th. Miles Bagley will start in 18th. David Justin, he will start in 19th, and 20th will be Dylan Ast. Josh McCullough, 21st. Kobe Nill, 22nd. Max Dinda, 23rd. Michael Crocker, 24th. Jared Haynes, 25th. We'll get to the rest here in a minute. Those technical difficulties put us behind the 8 ball here, but we're set to go green here in race number 4 of this young season. Nash Brambilla will bring them down to green, looking for his first win here in this series. Green flag in the air. Here we are from Talladega. Lap number 1 here in the books. It'll be led by Evan Carlbahn of the Jack Shack. And right above him, it's Team PGR's Justin Melikar. As I think we're going to see a big battle here tonight between PGR and the Jack Shack. They are strong as always in numbers and with talent, ripened talent. You see the 9 of Dawson Wise pushing Brambilla down the backstretch. And they're going to have to work together here in the early going, mixed up just a little bit with teammates here. As you got Jack Shack pushing on the bottom, Team PGR's Brambilla, and you got Melikar, Team PGR pushing Jack Shack on the top. They're going to take up the top 4 positions. The one to break that up right now, Asher Little in the 01, and that's your current top 5. A massive field here tonight, over 40 drivers on track. It's definitely the biggest field we've had this season. Comes in race number 4, and that's the Craftsman Trucks right there. They're going to bring out that crowd. 3 wide we go with the 41 to the outside. I believe that's going to be Matthew Stalnick. No one going with him as of now. 2 by 2 we go. Remember, only 40% fuel in these race trucks tonight. We're going to barely be able to get over that 10-lap margin. I believe 12 or 13 laps if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be a frantic start here for a lot of these drivers to get to that pit stop here tonight. Green flag stops possibly on the horizon here. And I'll tell you what, if we get to them, it is going to change the dynamic of this race. However, like I said, a lot of trucks in the field tonight. And we'll see if they can keep 4 Goodyear tires on this racing surface and avoid those caution flags. And we'll find out as we stay 2 by 2. Farther back in the pack, they're looking to go 3 wide, but so far clean here in the early going as Evan Carlbahn leads down the backstretch. Into turn number 3, the running order in the beginning, or in the front, stays the same. Melikar, he is going to drop back in that 3rd lane. He's definitely lost some ground here. He's going to get picked up by Matthew Stalnick there in the 41. In the middle of your screen right now, it's going to be the 33 there, Jackson Buys. Sporting a really cool paint scheme here tonight as he is definitely just putting a big shout out there to that FU to Cancer, and we'd love to see that paint scheme here out on the track. He's working on the back bumper of the Denver Broncos Chevrolet of Mike Davenport here in the middle of the racetrack. Stallnick he's still looking to make that third lane work, as Melicar is going to get right there in the front of Davenport. Tanner Kassinger there, he's going to get to the back bumper of Stallnick. He's going to try to make something work. Josh Giambroni right now, he's making his way to the front in the 49 Corona Extra Ford. And it has been, I don't know, a pretty good race here so far in the early going. James Waring pushing to the lead. Now Asher Little as well. So a lot of comers and goers here early in the front. That's what we like to see. Lead changes and some new names up front, and that's what we're getting right here. "43 trucks here on the track tonight. A big one, Malik Gray, obviously race control. We'll have to get him to one of these weeks join as a spectator. But nonetheless, 43 drivers made the green flag tonight. Man, we're going to have over the flyer for the payouts. We'll bring up that race flyer here in a little bit, as Asher Little now leads down the front stretch into the tri-oval we go. Brambilla there still on the back bumper, looking to get back up there to P1. He's got a handful with Giambroni right behind him. And I believe fourth there on the bottom is going to be possibly Casey Sprinkle. We'll see. Sprinkle's right there in the 59. Trying to find out who that 87 is. That's going to be actually Miles Bagley, as Waring all over the back bumper of Carl Bond. Down the Alabama Gang super stretch we go. We are still 2 by 2, and sooner than later, you'll see some of these drivers get to that bottom of the racetrack. That's the preferred lane for green flag stops. You are allowed to pit from that outside lane, but rules are a little bit different if you do cause a wreck from that outside lane. You got to be very careful there that those inside cars are pitting on the same lap. So, and remember, these cars up in the front that have been leading a lot of laps, they are the ones burning the most amount of fuel. So we'll see those guys come down probably one lap earlier than some of these guys mid-pack on back. That could be saving some fuel here early in case this becomes more of a fuel mileage race with the 55 laps and the 40% fuel tonight. Dawson Wise, winner here on the young season. He was the week 1 winner. He is already in the championship playoffs, and I'll tell you what, Dawson Wise, he doesn't want to stop there. He wants to notch that second victory. It pays to be the regular season champion this year, maybe not monetarily, but it's going to automatically place you in the second round of the playoffs, and you'll avoid having to fight off drivers in round 1. So points are a big thing, and wins are how you're going to get the most amount of points. And right now, Dawson Wise, the Pied Piper here at Talladega, he's got a teammate protecting him from behind. Melicar has fought back here with his teammate Davenport on the middle. James Waring still trying to make that third lane work. It's really been the bottom and middle lane preferred here so far early in this race. All these drivers all the way back to the 43rd position of Dylan Ast are driving right now really clean. We'll have to see if they keep this up. We got some new names too as well here tonight. We'll go over those new names here as Waring's going to slap off the wall and we stay green here. We'll give some shout outs here as we go through the field just a little bit. Cody Rogers, Mark Rogers, a couple new guys here to Team PGRs. We got a wreck on the racetrack. I think we're going to stay green. Mike Davenport, man, he has taken a vicious hit. It looked like he almost blew over there on the backstretch. We'll go back there and check out that replay here of Mike Davenport. We are still green, but the man from Colorado Springs, a ride for him. And I'll tell you what, that might possibly end his night early. He's going to be able to get on the brakes, and 2-car incident here. Not sure who got into him. And we're going to go look for behind. Reminded, these cars are, right now, they are green. There is no caution. It looks like Davenport's just going to come down. He was not clear. And Josh Giambroni, not willing to give up that spot. Don't blame him. Is going to turn Davenport. And there goes Davenport. What a ride it was, as Davenport, a hard lick into the inside wall. Caution now out for the first time tonight. Another incident on the track. We'll get back to some of these new driver names. But caution now on the racetrack for the first time. And a lot going on here. Trying to bring you all the action here on the track. And just as we were approaching, green flag stops. That will halt that. And these drivers will all be able to come in under the caution lap speed. I'm just trying to get a gauge here of where this wreck took place. I think it's going to be a little bit farther up in the pack. See if we get the Goodyear blimp and try to find out here where this happens. Up there to the middle of your screen. I think it's going to be something farther up in the pack. Justin Melicar looks like he is involved. Yeah, Justin Melicar here. We're going to stay up here in this Goodyear blimp. You see him in the middle of the racetrack right there, leading that middle lane. And Wise and Carl Bond here on the bottom. You got Brian Hennings third deep on the bottom. And here comes Justin. He's going to be, yeah, that's going to be a lot of net code. Wow, he's just going to snap loose. That is just crazy net code there. Let's see from the 32, because really the 32 did not look like he had even gotten to Melicar here. You watch the 84 just snap loose here. I mean, he's side drafting, but he's not even close to those guys. And there you see Wright. I mean, he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. We're getting word from race control right now. And talking to race control having a little issues drawing some cars, so we're helping actually make the call here on that caution. It's going to be coming from us here in the broadcast booth, something you don't normally have, but good thing for phones. We're texting with race control. Malik Ray up in the tower, and that is going to be a no cause there. That's going to be deemed technology issue with the net code. And you saw the replay there, just a ton of net code. Justin Melicar, I mean, he came down the side draft, but he was not that close to those cars there on the bottom of the racetrack. And that netcode turn, you know, nothing you could do about it, as you just see him snap loose, and that's going to bring out the first caution here of tonight's race. And up front now, it's new leader Tanner Cassinger, Dawson Wise second, Asher Little third, Evan Carlbon fourth, Brian Hennings your top five right now. We'll take a quick break here on the PGR eSports Network. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. Back here live at Talladega, race number 4 of the PGR Lite Series, season number 3. Wise will take the green flag here. It'll be the second green flag of the evening. Asher Little to his outside. Carl Bonhennings, Jackson Buys will be your top 5 here as we get back to green flag racing. And like we said, that caution flew just before green flag stops would have happened. So all these trucks able to get their service full of Sunoco Racing fuel, some Goodyear tires if they needed some. And apologies to some of those brakes. I'm also trying to help race control and figure out some of the payouts for the race. Always wearing a lot of hats here on race nights, especially Monday nights, and a big field here tonight. So a lot to figure out. As we get to the restart zone, green back in the air we go. Dawson Wise, a great jump, and he's got help behind him. Evan Carlbon in the 58, and they've been kind of hooked up, linked up here all night long. We'll try to go through that field one more time and hit some of the new guys here that we have seen over the last few weeks. One of them being this man right here, Sean Parrish, getting some TV time here for the first time here in PGR in the 595 right there. And we're going to go up a little bit farther. Mark Rogers, we talked about Cody Rogers. We've seen them here now for a couple weeks. We love to have some new drivers here on the track. Some new blood always helps the cause. And here's Mark Rogers in the 183, trying to find his way to victory lane here tonight. Couple in front of him, it's going to be Michael Crocker in the number 27 Snap-on truck here tonight. He's looking good out here, running about 27th position right now. Another new driver here on the track, Chris Gaxall. Sorry if I butchered the name there, in the 707 Pepsi Toyota. As he right now marching on the door of that top 20, trying to get and catch Colby Mill. Joel Hernandez, not new anymore. We've seen him now over the course of a month, but man, he's got some talent right there in the number 20. Joel Hernandez looking to go to victory lane tonight. As Asher Little now at the front of the pack, and caution going to be out again here for the second time here tonight, and it's going to be back here with Terry Wilson involved. And we'll slow this down here and try to find out who the culprit is on this one. No cause on the first one here tonight. It looks like somebody's just going to wash way up the racetrack in the Outer Banks machine. That's that Chevrolet number 3, and I think that's where we're going to, yeah, he's going to kind of self-spin there. And that's Terry Wilson. Goes for a ride. Hilkowitz collected. Max Dinda, here comes the 595. We were just talking about him, unfortunately. Going to be caught up in this one. That's Parrish. And you see the dude white bumper up in the air for the 26 of Max Dinda. So heavy, heavy damage here to Terry Wilson, who I believe is going to be the cause of this one. We'll watch it one more time here, far chase, and we'll see if this will... I don't know. Terry Wilson might have had some help here by Hilkowitz. Let's go back here to Hilkowitz. Let's slow this down here. See if we can get a better vantage point here. Hilkowitz goes underneath Wilson. You see a little net code there, but that's definitely caused net code. You know, Hilkowitz definitely didn't really give him that much room. It didn't look like Wilson came down all that much. I could see fault being at both of the drivers right there. We'll see what race control calls. Pit stops again for your leaders as they all come down pit lane. Fuel precious here tonight. The race off pit road, frantic here. Looks like Dawson Wise going to beat everyone off pit lane here. We're going to take another quick break. I got a couple of things to sort out here with race control. We'll be right back here at Talladega. Back here live at Talladega, everything sorted out on my end for tonight's race, so we'll be good to go the rest of the way as the pace car is going to pull off down pit lane. It'll be the third restart here of tonight's race. Wise on the top in the 9, and a new one here in the front. Tanner Kassinger in the Busch Toyota on the bottom, as we are going to be back green here as we hit the restart zone, as we are off and running as we're going to get to lap number 20 here of 55 tonight. High up here in the Goodyear blimp, and caution right back out on the racetrack. So looks like Larry McDonald, Carson Freeman involved in this one. That's going to be a restart crash here, and the third caution flag of tonight's race. Watch the 80 right there of Larry McDonald. We'll see. Could be a big stack up here, not quite sure. But Larry McDonald involved. Freeman as well. I believe he's in the 11 car tonight. Yeah, it's going to be a stack up here on the bottom. And Freeman tries to brake right there. Larry McDonald's going to lift up his rear end. Oh, sorry, that's Cody Rogers. And there goes the number 4 as well. The 4 being Carson Freeman. So there's where Carson Freeman's involved. Classic stack up here on the bottom of the racetrack. And we'll watch from Carson Freeman's cockpit here in real time and see what he sees out the front there. And it's just an unfortunate situation for these guys. Here's the restart, real time here. He's trying to brake. He's braking again here, and as soon as Larry McDonald has to brake for the car in front of him, there's really nothing this man Carson Freeman can do. Classic stack up here at Talladega as Freeman's going to drive off from that one. Minimal damage here for a lot of these drivers, but we're going to have to rack them up again here. And unfortunately, pacing a little bit too much here, but these guys will get back on track here shortly. Cassinger still your leader out of Lawrenceville, Illinois. Good to see everyone out in the chat here tonight. Infinite Frost, Danelda Adams, Heath Job, and Nathan Harper. If there's anyone else out there, drop us a line here tonight. Big race for all these guys. A lot on the line here. Is with that 40% fuel, you're seeing all these race trucks come back down pit lane again. Like we said, that fuel is a premium here tonight. We're going to watch Dawson Wise here come down into his box. He's the second box here tonight. Right in front of him, Carl Bond, and I see a big race off pit. Oh, just a splash of fuel. And Wise able to go right straight out and beat out the 01 of Asher Little here. Some different strategies. Nash Brambilla, Colby Nill up front. And we're going to get a lot of varying strategies with how these cautions have played out thus far. See if we can pull up those points for you guys here. And Max Dinda, he is your point leader after 3 races with 87 total points. He's got 2 top 10s on the season, a top 5. And right behind him, Tucker McClendon. And he as well, 2 top 10s and a top 5 with 86 points. So only 1 point separates 1 and 2. And you'll go back to Dawson Wise. He's the highest driver with a win. So Dawson Wise with the win, 84 points, as he is 3 off the leader. Jared Haynes in 4th. Asher Little currently in 5th. Jackson Buys 6th in the point standings. Axel Smith is in 7th. Casey Sprinkles in 8th. Josh Giambroni is 9th, tied with Sean Hilkowitz. Miles Bagley is in 11th. And Josh McCullough, winner last week, he's back in 12th. Got to go all the way down to Cameron Craighead. 22nd in the points, but has a win. That's going to be the difference for him right now. He was your winner at Bristol. And that win right now, man, looming large for him all the way back in that 22nd position. And that's going to be scary for some guys in the top 10 without wins as this season moves on, as it's going by pretty quick already. We will only have 5 races to go in the regular season after tonight. And we head to Iowa next week for the first time in PGR in the ARCA car. And that's definitely going to be more of a wild card, as was Bristol. And that'll be on October the 6th. And a week from then, it'll be October 13th in the Xfinity Series at Daytona. And then we'll go to Kansas in the Craftsman Trucks. So 2 wild card races, in my opinion, are the next 3. And you might want to say all these races wild cards here on super speedways, but real wild cards with Iowa and Kansas on the schedule. And then we will head October 27th back to Daytona for the ARCA car. And November the 3rd will be the regular season finale at Talladega in the Xfinity Series car. And we'll start the championship playoffs on November the 10th. That'll be at Daytona in the trucks. November 17th, we'll head to Atlanta for the only time on the season. That'll be a big one. The penultimate race before the championship in the next gen on November 17th. And the championship race back here at Talladega, where we started the season in the Arca Menard. And that will be a big one. And Matthew Baker going to make an appearance here this season. Normally he wasn't allowed to race this series. But he is coming back from deployment in October, and he's going to try to race October 13th, his comeback race. And we'll see if Matthew Baker will get on track in Daytona in the Xfinity Series cards and teach these boys how to get the victory lane, because it's B-Car Baker, and we'll see him back here shortly. Can't wait to have him back as Nash Brambilla takes the green flag. The young man up here on the top, Colby Nill in the 28, trying to make a name for himself here in the community. Looking for one of the biggest wins of his young money racing career. And I'm telling you what, the more wild cards we get up front winning these races, the more it might knock down some guys that are really high in the points. So points matter, but wins matter most. You got to win, you're in. And that is a big thing. And if you're not going to win, you're going to definitely want a driver like Dawson Wise, Josh McCullough, Cameron Craighead to win, because that'll give you one more out when it comes to the points. We got a battle right here with GM Brony, Asher Little. Here comes the 20 of Joel Hernandez. Right behind him, the 31, David Flanagan. Guy we haven't really mentioned too much here tonight. Kind of doing what he did last week, kind of hanging out in the back, trying to stay out of trouble here. We're not used to see Flanagan do that. Looks like he's kind of changed up his strategy of late. They're running more mid-pack on back here early in the early going, but you see him right here. There's going to be a wreck here in front of him. We're going to stay here. His cockpit, David Flanagan, master class right there. And what a great view from the cockpit of Flanagan as he avoids this caution. So yellow flag out again here. I thought we were going to see some green flag stops. Like I said, we almost got to that one earlier. Had we have got there, probably would have definitely changed the dynamic of the race. As soon as you get that caution, it kind of breeds some more cautions here, and that's what we've had so far tonight. But let's go back here and try to find out what happened. I believe it's going to come up here near morning or the front. Asher Little going to get a little out of line here, and looks like Asher Little kind of lost control a little bit. He's going to turn himself here, it looks like. A lot of cars slowing down here. You see Flanagan, we were on his onboard when it happened, doing a great job getting down to speed. As Asher Little comes down, and he's going to get into somebody pretty hard. The 22 it looking. 22 is going to take a lick to the outside wall here. That's Quentin Steinbach. So bad luck for Steinbach. And we'll go back again. Asher Little. Josh Giambrone behind him, but here comes Sprinkle. He's going to cut the nose off of Little here and really give him no look. And Little might not be, at fault for this one. Sprinkle comes up kind of late. Giambrone's already pushing Little. He's kind of a sandwich there, sandwiched in the middle of two cars. And that's what turns him. So Little, hard to control that if you're Little there. And we'll have to find out what the cause of caution is there. I believe the penalty on Little here, but I'd like to see that one more time. I mean, you see Little here. Giambroni's offset. I mean, Sprinkle comes in here late. I know Asher Little's kind of offsetting, but I don't know if he had anywhere to go. He does come down the track. I just wonder if he got more force there right onto Bagley. But the call is the call. I believe it's going to go on Little here. That'll be the penalty. Yeah, it looks like another car up into the wall as well. So we'll head back up live here. Dawson Wise still being scored your race leader. 27 laps of 55 in the books here tonight. Brambilla, Carl Bon Hennings, and Guerrero. Vicente Guerrero in the field here tonight in the number 14 Budweiser Chevrolet. Right behind him, Gordon Spain. We remember him. A really good run this year in the PGR SummerSlam at $4.99. Austin Green. I'll tell you what, Austin Green has had some really bad luck in this series out of Melbourne, Florida. As I don't even know if he has officially won a Lite Series race. In the 44 machine here tonight, we'll see Austin Green can overcome that bad luck and try to get the victory lane. I mean, he has just not been able to either finish races or just see it kind of go south near the end of them. Cameron Hackett a little bit farther back in the number 12 Home Depot truck here tonight out of Bluffton, South Carolina. Dylan Aston, the number 6 Interstate Batteries truck. Back up front, out of Las Vegas by way of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Nash Brambilla. Try to get PGR to victory lane for the first time this season. He'll restart in first, right to his outside, Dawson Wise, who's been a mainstay tonight in the top 5. Brian Hennings here for Team PGR. He's going to try to help that teammate get to victory lane. He's there on the bottom in the number 74 VRX machine. And shout out to VRX for helping sponsor this Lite Series every single season thus far. Gordon Spain right behind Hennings there. Giambroni in 4th on the bottom. And Carl Bon you see in the picture, as well as the 88 of Cassinger. Sean Corbett a little bit farther back there on the outside, number 45 tonight. So really good, strong group of drivers here in this Lite Series. And it's a fun series to watch. Definitely a fun series to call. And you just do not know who is going to win these races. A long way to go still here tonight. Just past the halfway point. As the pace car is going to head down pit lane once again as we get set for another restart here at Talladega. As here comes Brambilla, and he will take the green flag. As Dawson Wise gets a great launch here on the outside. Carl Bon trying to double clear down in front of Brambilla. Caution out again. And we'll have to go farther back in this pack and try to find out where this one comes from. Not quite sure here where. Hey, there we go. All the way back here in the back of the pack. And this is the second time here tonight we've had some restart problems. Here's it in real time. Oh, massive stack up here. There goes the 41 of Stallneck, the 17 involved. That's going to be Derek Fulton to the inside wall. There's the stack up. Larry McDonald in the stack up again. The 6 McClendon as well. They're not going to take any damage, but these restarts right now not being too kind to these drivers here tonight. And here we go. Just look at that screen here. You're going to see a big stack up once again. And there's some separation there with the 21. I mean, he's off the car in front. It looks like the 20. I think it's the 27 maybe. Looks like it's going to get heavy on the brakes for some reason. That's going to stack up Buys and McDonald, Ast, and McClendon. That's what's going to start Stallneck from spinning. See Vincente go underneath. So classic stack up once again, but one I think that could have been avoided there. Like I said, it just looked like somebody hit the brakes. Trying to find out who exactly that was here. Trying to find that car right in front of Jackson Buys. There it is. It's going to be Crocker there. Michael Crocker. I mean, I believe Crocker. Let's watch his cockpit in real time here. I think he just kind of gets on the brake. We're going to get into the restart zone right now. I mean, he's way off Rogers here. Doesn't look like they checked up in front. And it just looks like he slowed a little bit and caused the checkup. Well, wait, race control's word here. And wait, we'd like to see some racing here. 25 laps to go. Hopefully we can get it together here on the next restart. Wise and Carlbon now joined by Flanagan, McCullough, and Hennings here in the front. So 2 of your top 5 drivers right now in this race, both with wins here on the season. Looking to be the first double winner here. And you see the flyer there on the screen. And payout's going to be a little bit more than that tonight. I believe 42 drivers. It will show 43. I believe somebody did not make a payment and they were possibly removed from the race tonight. So I believe at least 42 drivers. So these payouts will bump up just a little bit. Paying the top 6. And a lot of the money going to the championship fund, which will be paid out at the end of the season. PGR eSports fund definitely growing here. As we came into quarter number 3. Had the PGR SummerSlam back in July. Which started quarter number 3. Or sorry, at the beginning of August, I should say. And with the SummerSlam reset and Monday and Thursday entry fees. And really not much money out thus far. Over $2,152 right now. And with tonight, going to get close to that $2,200 mark. So that PGR eSports fund growing as we look towards the PGR 500, the second annual, at the end of January 2026, and building to what we hope to be the biggest payout in money racing history as we try to eclipse the ERA Omega Cup, which pays out $4,000 to the winner. But remember, they're not paying out that many positions for their race. So we look to pay at least $4,000 to our winner, with a lot of other payout positions. We'll go green here this time by as Wise and Carl Bond. Jack Shack looking strong here with 24 laps to go. It'll be 23 when we take the green. I feel like haven't been able to call much here in the last 20-so minutes here. We had a great first run of the race. I'm hoping we get some green flag racing here for the viewers tonight. A lot of viewers actually watching this race, and man, we need to get some green flag laps, and they were fun when they were doing it. Oh, the green flag back in there. We'll see if we can get a better restart this time in the back of the pack. As Dawson Wise gets a great shot here. 3 Jack Shack cars in the front with McCullough and Hennings right behind him. That's going to be a lot to overtake these guys here tonight. They look to be really cohesive tonight as Hennings looks to spoil the party. Third in line right behind Flanagan as Carl Bond's going to try to make that middle lane work. We haven't seen much of a third lane so far. I'm not sure if it's weather related or these guys just taking it a little easy as Josh McCullough moves up to block the run there of Carl Bond. And there goes Flanagan. He takes the run as well, and perfect execution with these blocks right now. We're going to have a wreck, I believe. Hennings into the infield grass. We stay green. Caution now out. And, man, we just cannot keep it green here. Since the early going, Tucker McClendon involved. I believe Brian Hennings is going to be around the area where this wreck starts. Well, so we'll go back here. See Hennings there on the back bumper of Wise. Here comes Cassinger. Ooh, Tanner Cassinger way offset of Brian Hennings. Turns him up into Josh McCullough. And that's what's going to bring out this caution flag. You see Hennings. There goes Casey Sprinkle. Into the grass they go. Trying to hang on. Looks like they're going to do it as the caution flies. Not too much damage for anyone here, but that one looks like it's going to go on Tanner Cassinger. Last one was on Michael Crocker, so we had it right up here in the booth on that restart. Or he just did not catch up to the cars in front of him. Looked like he checked up the field. This time we're going to assume this one's going on Cassinger. We'll wait a word of race control. Drivers back here on pit lane. Jared Haynes might be playing a little different strategy, as well as a couple other drivers. Flanagan's going to lead the leaders off pit lane in the 31, but he's got a couple cars in front of him here now. We'll see how this all plays out. Like I said, these cautions really falling at some odd times here. Some of these drivers electing to stay out and play a little bit different strategy, so that can play a factor into tonight's race. Obviously, we can't make it from here, so a lot still can happen. And we'd love to see a green flag run. We had one in the early going, about 10 or 11 laps to start tonight's race. And since then, there has not been much action on the track. And these cars right now, these guys just, I'm not sure we haven't really seen too big of wrecks here. It's really these small ones. We haven't seen anything really do a lot of damage here tonight, but nonetheless, it's you know, really we're not able to race, and that's what we are looking for as viewers. And we'll see if we can get them going here, as Haynes now being scored your leader for the Jack Shack. He's going to add to that Jack Shack that has really dominated most of this race. We've seen Team PGR try to match them for speed, but it's just been a lot of Jack Shack up front. We've had some other guys coming and going. We'll see if anyone's going to take them down here tonight. Joel Hernandez, he's capable of it. We'll see if he can keep making his way up to the front. Austin Green as well. Right now being scored, I believe, in the 10th position. And that one is going to go on Tanner Kassinger. So we have been pretty much right on all our calls up here watching the replays in the booth. A lot coming your way here in the future PGR, and still we do not have a Q4 schedule, working on that. And a lot of it here in the early going in October will consist of the Fall Brawl. This week it is unknown what we will run, but next week we'll start that Fall Brawl event. It'll go 4 weeks long. We'll have Matthew Baker not on the track for it, but at least helping us out here up in the tower. As for the first time ever, a rolling jackpot series for 4 straight weeks, and something new to the money racing community. Should be a really fun series that we are doing. And the all-new Fall Brawl, as the Fall Brawl has now changed its format. Well, we're going to try again. And 20 laps to go up there on the ticker. 19 to go, and we take the green this time. Will we stay green is the big question. Haynes, Nil, Craighead, Flanagan, Carl Bond, your top 5. Dawson Wise, Josh McCullough, Nash Brambilla, Austin Green, and Gordon Spain round out your current top 10. Points on the line, a win, and you're in on the line. Drivers looking to be the regular season champion and get that bye to the next round of the playoffs. A lot on the line. Remember, only 5 weeks after this week until we end our regular season. So just as this young season starts, it's already getting to that midway point of the regular season, and the time is now. Green flag back out. Jared Haynes with a shove from his teammate David Flanagan and Evan Carlbon. They are linked nose to bumper here. Flanagan gets that bottom lane as he's going to come across the 28 of Nil. As he comes back up in front of his teammate Haynes, Nil leads that bottom. Here comes Cameron Craighead, Dawson Wise, Nash Brambilla, 40 Peart on the bottom. 3 wide we go, and it's about time. Josh McCullough is going to be the first to send it 3 wide. We haven't seen much of it. Green, here he comes, Casey Sprinkle. Team McCullough Motorsports now. They said, hey, we're going to have to beat them somehow. They're going to all get together here on the top of this racetrack. And right here, we're going to ride with Casey Sprinkle, as they're going to try to make this lane work. And they get Josh McCullough cleared. The problem is Austin Green can't clear himself, which helps Sprinkle to a certain extent. Vicente Guerrero is coming to join them here shortly, as is Max Dinda. So third lane starting to make some noise. McCullough, that's Josh looking for back-to-back wins here in the Lite Series. Remember, he actually crossed the finish line second 1 week ago, and due to a penalty for changing lanes on the last restart, I believe to Jackson Buys, gave Josh McCullough the win. as he has locked himself in. Remember, he had a really good chance to win the championship in season number 1. Unfortunately, the man here in the booth, myself, Michael Triscaro, was able to win it on the last lap. And I know Josh wants this title, and he's driving like it right now. 3 wide. We haven't seen this racing all night. Even when we went green for 10 laps to start the race, it was mainly 2x2, but now it's working. Austin Green in the mean green, 44. Castrol, edge Ford to the middle he goes. Austin Green leads. Here comes Casey Sprinkle on the top. Miles Bagley out of nowhere as well in tow. Evan Carlbon, third lane working right now, as is that middle. As Austin Green now with his teammate Josh McCullough clear all the way to the bottom. Here comes Sprinkle, and just like that, McCullough Motorsports with numbers here up front. High above the Goodyear blimp, down the Alabama Gang super stretch we go. 2x2 now, 5 deep. Then you got to go back to Sprinkle there. 3 wide, farther back mid-pack. Sprinkle, Carlbon, the 48, I believe, is Stahl Hilkowitz. And they are 3 wide right here. They're going to pick up the 22. Josh McCullough is going to get out of line. Can they all hold it? McCullough holds it. He's going to lose track position, nearly wrecks. He gets back in line. We go up front. Austin Green's going to lead this lap. Kobe Nill now. Look into P2. 15 laps to go. Action heating up here at Talladega. We stay 3 wide with David Flanagan on the outside of Nash Brambilla. Dawson Wise now in second, back up front. Will he take that middle? He has it if he wants it. And man, these drivers, I think, man, when they saved it, I'll tell you what, Josh McCullough did a great job. You saw him way underneath the apron. He had to get back in the racetrack. I'm sure he's not too thrilled. Now he's about 6 or 7 cars deep on the bottom. As Austin Green leads that bottom, Nill leads the top. And now these drivers probably thinking, hey, we got to make a stop to get to the end of this race. Once we get in that window, do we want to take it with how many cautions there have been? Are you in a big enough team to come early, short pit? Make sure you have enough fuel for the 1 green, white checkered. And hey, if a caution were to come out, you already got your service, you would cycle to the front. That's kind of what I'd be thinking right now if I'm on one of these bigger teams, and to try to come in all together, because if a few more laps go by, you are going to see a lot of these cars, or trucks, sorry, get to the bottom of the racetrack. Tell you what, we stay like this. This is going to be one heck of a finish here tonight. 3 wide. Now, I mean, this is what we've been waiting to see all race long. 3 wide. And these guys really doing a great job of holding the wheel right now. We see the 58 of Arvin Carlbon make a dash to that top lane. As here comes Flanagan now. Hilkowitz, the man on the move right now. He clears Flanagan. We are going to have trouble because we have a lap down car in the 17 who was in the way. Right there. And I'll tell you what, these guys, again, a great job holding it all together. As Derek Fulton nearly wrecked the field. We're going to have a wreck in the front. Yes, we are. Jared Haynes involved. Caution out. There goes Dawson Wise, the 28 of Nill. There goes, oh no, the 05 of Josh McCullough into the wall. He'll probably not be able to go back to back. Oh my God, a big one here at Talladega. It looks like some of these leaders okay. Cameron Hackett involved, and man, the big one strikes at Talladega just before we could have possibly had green flag stops. David Justin involved. Oh wow, a big wreck here. Devin Ray saw it coming from a mile away and said, boom goes the dynamite. And he is not wrong. Adam Young, speechless in the chat. Definitely some exciting racing. But some guys right now, I'm sure, not happy with the results of that caution. And man, another caution up front. Between some leaders here. Flanagan goes here, and he makes a clean. Flanagan did a great job getting to that middle lane. Let's see. Colby Nill gets... Ooh, Colby Nill's... I don't know. We're going to have to see. This is where the wreck starts. Flanagan trying to hold on to it. Doing a great job of it. And, you know, David Flanagan... I believe is able to hold on. Dawson Wise, when he looks like when he came to funnel or fade back into the pack, is when Dawson gets into it. We'll go back here. I mean, he's got plenty of room. Does Flanagan? We'll see right here. I mean, he maybe overshoots it by a few feet. It shouldn't matter here. He gets the push here. Nill's way offset. Nill might have been looking to be aggressive there to go to the middle and split Flanagan. And Flanagan wasn't giving up that spot. I just think it's a little bit too hard of racing there for Nill. I see he sees it. I mean, Haynes is pushing Nill. It's just tough right there. We'll see what the call is from race control. These are those hard ones. We'll go see if we can get a good look from Jared Haynes. This should give us a good look here. You see Flanagan. I mean, this is what I'm looking at here if I'm an RC. So let's break this down. This is those tough calls. Here goes Flanagan. He's clear to come to the middle and take the run from Nill. He's going to overshoot Colby Nill by a little bit. But Colby Nill here can check up just a little bit. He doesn't. Gets into Flanagan. I mean, Haynes at this point is not on Nill. Nill then goes for that position. I see the hole. And this is where, you know, you'll see Garrett Maines, Malik Ray a lot of times take these holes. And yes, they are there, but it's hard here. You know, Haynes doesn't want to leave his teammate out. He'd probably go with Flanagan at this point. And these are those 50-50 coin flip calls. You see Nill, though. He sees the hole. After he taps Flanagan, gets him out of shape, he's going to take it. And Flanagan's going to turn down right there and block the run of Nill and kind of turn himself. So we'll see what the call is. And I believe the call is going on Flanagan, which I don't disagree with. It's definitely a tough call. And, you know, the reason I'm going through this step by step is just to give our viewers a good look of the tough calls our race controls have to make. Right here, Flanagan is doing everything right. Yes, he might overshoot it, but it doesn't matter. Right there, Colby Nill has a chance to get out of the throttle just a little bit. And here's the difference, is Nill has the spot right there. It's close, though. I mean, it is just close. But I guess you got to say, and this was the incident a couple weeks ago. Garrett and I disagreed with just a little bit. And, you know, the hole is there. I get it. I see it. I get their points with it. I just know that, you know, a lot of times it does create wrecks, but nonetheless, it's racing. I guess you're supposed to take those holes. We saw Chase Elliott do it yesterday in the Cup Series. Yeah, Nill had it right there. And then Flanagan wants to shut the door on him, as he should. But it's just a little too late. And I believe that one, Malik Ray, race control, handing the penalty to Flanagan. And that is unfortunate for David Flanagan here tonight. And it really, look at the laps. That happens with 12 to go. And he's going to get the black flag hold, and that is just demoralizing. I mean, if it happens 2 laps later, he gets an EOL. New rules here to PGR when we rewrote the rule book to be harder on the cause of caution penalty. in everything prior to the last 10 laps. That first cause of caution is a black flag hold for 30 seconds. So you get it this late, it is going to be, almost, it's going to be a lot to overcome. Everything's going to have to be perfect, but with how many cars in the field tonight, Flanagan, for the most part, it's going to be a lot for him to overcome. He's going to have to wait here until they get around to take it, and the last thing he wants to do is see a caution flag here on this outlap with these drivers. So anyways, back up front, Austin Green, your leader. Here on the outside, to his inside, Miles Bagley. Guerrero and Sprinkle Hernandez make up your top 5. This race has changed dramatically due to that big caution and the Flanagan penalty. The Jack Shack, who has dominated this race, has now, they are looking on the outside, or from the outside looking in now. And Larry McDonald, where does he come from? Now in the top 10. He's got a shot at tonight's race, as does Gordon Spain. As Bagley now your leader. 9 laps to go at Talladega. As Flanagan is going to have to take his penalty this time by, will bring up the track map. You'll see Flanagan go to pit lane this time by, I would assume. He doesn't want to waste any time taking that penalty. What Flanagan is hoping for, well, is one of these. And I think it's going to come out too early for Flanagan. A big one here again. And somebody, Nash Brambilla coming in hard after the fact. Flanagan, though, he's on pit lane. Not sure, though, if he was even able to take his black flag. So, an interesting how this will work out for Flanagan. We'll have to find out. But, man, this race has completely changed. You're going to have a lot of unhappy drivers in the driver's lot after this race. It hasn't been a pretty one by any means. We had some good racing. And here we go. Austin Green, I think, involved. Again, the bad luck continues for Austin Green. You see him there on your screen. We'll find out exactly where this wreck starts. Yeah, it's going to start right there with Austin Green. As Austin Green gets turned here. Yeah, hard into the wall. Heavy damage for Green. That's going to most likely end his night. And I believe that could be on Vicente Guerrero. Now, that one's within the last 10 laps, so that would be an EOL call. We'll see Hernandez. Yeah, I don't think Hernandez is on Guerrero just yet. Nope. Yeah, Green's gonna kind of slide up. Guerrero looked like he was pushing him pretty tight there. And always off corner exit. It's going to be a little bit more dicey. A big one strikes, and we're watching that blimp. Guerrero involved. Casey Sprinkle has to go way down to avoid it. Miles Bagley as well. Man, Dawson Wise gets turned again, as does the 4 of Carson Freeman. Tucker McClendon, Asher Little, James Waring. Man, Austin Green gets hit again. Melicar up into the wall. There goes Wise across the infield grass. Tucker McClendon is spinning. Vicente Guerrero, he's completely backwards here. The 87 of Miles Bagley right across the logo there in the infield. And the big one strikes again here at Talladega. And this race has been completely and utterly turned upside down. With 7 laps to go now, it's Joel Hernandez, Gordon Spain, Axel Smith, Larry McDonald, and Jackson Buys your top 5. Remember, Jackson Buys, the big penalty last week. He was the first to cross the start-finish line, but was DQ'd for the changing of lanes. So that changed not only him not winning, but his finishing position and points. Chat having a lot of fun here tonight as they're seeing a lot of action, and they're able to give their opinions on the calls and the wrecks here tonight. Always happy to have these guys in here. I believe Scott Freeman and Adam Young, Devin Ray. Shout out to those guys always being active here, making my night a lot more fun. That's for sure on nights like this where, man, we've had we had really 2 good runs, and these guys just, man, they're fighting for a lot. Let's put it that way. They are fighting tooth and nail for every point and for the win. I mean, it means a lot to win. This is a series that these drivers all want to become champions of. They want to join myself, Stephen Miles, in the history books in PGR. Each week, there is a lot on the line. As we will get to our restart next time by with 5 to go. Joel Hernandez now will control the field. Monday night here on the East Coast. 11:37. Getting late here. It's been a long one here. We'll see if we can make this the last run of the night. Remember, only 1 green, white checkered if we need them. Well, here we go. It'll be 5 laps to go when we hit the line here. Hernandez, Spain here on the front row. Axel Smith, Larry McDonald right behind him. Sean Corbett now in the top 6. Jackson Buys as well. And the race is now on. Who's going to get to that championship playoff? One of these drivers, if they are a new winner, will do just that. Here in the Trial, fans on their feet in Talladega. Green flag back in the air. A big check up here in the high lane. Got cars fanning all over the place as Hernandez now launches out forward from Axel Smith. They're going to get it together a little bit farther on back. We stay green with 5 to go. Larry McDonald looking to spoil the party, as is Gordon Spain. Corbett in tow from them. Those 3 right now looking for the upset special here tonight. Hernandez going to try to hold him off. Here comes Steinbach. He's back in play. Carl Bond for the Jack Shack trying to make his way up front, as is Stalbeck. Now Mike Davenport for Team PGR. We haven't heard from him much all tonight. He's in the top 10. Can he make some noise? Hernandez makes his way to that middle lane. Asher Little now leads the bottom. Buys is a great pusher. Little's going to love to see. Sorry, Axel Smith. Getting the Smith and Little mixed up just a little bit. Axel Smith on the bottom in the 97. Jackson Buys behind him, giving him a great push. Here comes Corbett back to the bottom. 4 on the bottom, 3 on the top. Here comes that 22, I believe, on his way. That's Steinbach. Back to the bottom goes Hernandez, or Gordon Spain now. He leads that middle lane. Man, what a win it would be for him if he can collect it here tonight. Larry McDonald out of Ohio. That Ohio State Buckeye paint scheme. Can he get the victory lane? He might get out of shape here. Some smoke on the screen, but we stay green. We're going to have 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go here at Talladega. Hernandez back up there. He's going to block the run of Spain, the 3rd lane now. Here comes the 3rd lane. 3 cars in that one, led by Carlbahn, Mellicar, Haynes, 2 Jack Shack drivers, 1 PGR driver. They're coming in a hurry. Here goes Axel Smith to the middle. He's going to cut the nose. Oh, Gordon Spain. He wants to take that run from Carlbahn. He does. Carlbahn has to get out of the gas. He has to lift a little bit. Great job by Carlbahn to not allow them to wreck. Mellicar, he's still in that 3rd lane. Nowhere to go right now. They're stalling just a little bit. On the bottom, it's Jackson Buys. Can he overcome disappointment from a week ago? It'll be 2 laps to go here at the line. If we get around one more time, take that white, we won't. There's going to be a massive wreck here on the track in the Trioval. Cars everywhere. Nash Brambilla, Josh McCullough, Jared Haynes involved. It's possible Austin Green again, not sure. Jackson Buys, he was up front. He is in the accident, as is the 12 of Cameron Hackett. And a big one strikes with 2 laps to go, and we will head to NASCAR overtime. And yellow flag. And we are going back here. Whew, a big one here. And I think we're going to have to go up here by Josh McCullough. Ooh, I think we had a blinker. Keep an eye on the 33 here. Josh McCullough's pushing the 33. Yeah, he's blinking here. And that's going to send McCullough up the racetrack right into Jared Haynes. And watch out. Ooh, great shot. Look at the underbody there of Josh McCullough. Goes for a ride as he morphs right into the 11 of Cody Rogers. What a shot that was. Here's it in real time. And let's go back here and see. So Josh McCullough pushing Craighead, and Craighead's going to blink out right. You see, actually, Craighead gets on the brakes. You see the taillights and there, tailpipe. There you go. He starts blinking out, and I think McCullough just scared him a little bit. And he goes up into Jared Haynes. So I don't think anything egregious or intentionally there by McCullough. I think he was just spooked by the 33 of Jackson, or I don't even know if that was Jackson Buys. It looks like might have another 33 car on the track. Yeah, Cameron Craighead. That's Cameron Craighead. And I think McCullough's just spooked here. I think that's what happened. I don't think he meant to do what he did. Right here, watch. He goes to push Craighead. Craighead, you see the flames come out of the pipe. Now he's blinking, and it kind of turns McCullough's car. I'm wondering if there was a little net code there. Let's get in his cockpit and look at that wheel input for Josh McCullough, and we'll hide that thing at the bottom of your screen. Here we go. So he's pushing Craighead. That car's going to blink out. You'll see the Craighead blink out. Josh, there he's blinking out. Yeah, Josh McCullough never turned right at all. He never turned right. Let's see. Here's the wheel. Middle, middle, middle. Yeah, I mean, I think it net coated him up into Haynes. As McCullough goes for the ride there, and I mean, Jared Haynes just wrong place, wrong time. Remember Jared not too long ago, a winner in the PGR Intimidator Super Speedway Series. Well, we are headed to NASCAR overtime. And word from race control, a racing deal there. So there won't be a cause penalty for that. And, well, here we are. It's been a caution-filled race here tonight. But still on the line is a race win to book yourself a spot in the championship. It will be Hernandez and Axel Smith on the front row. Larry McDonald buys Stallneck your top 5. Carl Haynes in the chat. He saw what I saw. At first, it really looked like McCullough had just gone up the racetrack, but that's why we break it down frame for frame to give everyone a good look and make a educated guess and or opinion on what to happen there. And yeah, it really looked like with that car blinking, it net coated Josh up the track. He definitely did not move that wheel to the right, and I'm sure the last thing he wanted to do was go up into Jared Haynes and obviously knock himself and Jared, you know, for the most part, out of this race. I believe David Flanagan now, he's 22nd, and he might have overcame that penalty, but it's going to take a lot to get up here in the top 10 and get a good points night for him. Here goes the pace car for the final time tonight. Axel Smith looking for a win, as is Joel Hernandez. Can Larry McDonald, really an underdog story here tonight, go to victory lane? Jackson buys looking for the win. Green flag in the air for all the marbles here at Talladega. A great launch there for Axel Smith. He gets to the top lane in front of Hernandez. And right now, Larry McDonald has a lot of green track in front of him as here comes Buys to get to the back of McDonald. He's got help now with Stallneck and Corbett. Larry McDonald's going to have a really good run down the backstretch, just 2 laps to go. Remember, this race official here in PGR, they're going to run this out. You will not see another yellow flag. Larry McDonald in a drag race right now, 2x2 up front. This would be a big victory for Larry McDonald, as it would be for Axel Smith. We stay 2x2. As Axel Smith pulls ahead, he clears down in front of McDonald, and now Hernandez has the outside. Justin Mellicar out of nowhere now. Ooh, Larry McDonald, he's going to turn himself. Up and over he goes. There goes Brian Hennings. Joel Hernandez assumes the lead. Mellicar second, Axel Smith third. Here's the 11. Cody Rogers has a look, as does Mike Davenport. It's a 5-truck race for the win here tonight. Down the backstretch we go into turn number 3. There goes Davenport. He wants to win. He doesn't want to ride. He looks to go to the outside. They block his run. Davenport trying to make some moves. No one else making it. He's going to need some help. Here goes Justin Mellicar. They're all going to wreck right here. No, just the 20 of Hernandez. Axel goes to block. He turns himself. Cody Rogers, Mike Davenport in a drag race. Can Davenport get to him side by side? Mike Davenport to victory lane for Team PGR. What a win for the man from Colorado Springs. Where did he come from to get to the top 10, the top 5, out of nowhere to win the race? And Mike Davenport wins it at Talladega. And man, is there a more deserving driver in the field than Mike Davenport, a guy that's been racing PGR eSports since its first race, he has taken over Team PGR. He's put some new faces behind the wheel. He's elevated the team. I mean, unbelievable run to the finish there. Obviously aided by a lot of jockeying be in front of him, but he made every right move there in the last couple laps to put himself in position to win. And sometimes that's all you need to do here at this racetrack. And I am very, very happy to be on the call for this win for this man, and to have him up here tonight in the booth. He is going to be very happy with that one. It looks like Cody Rogers finishes in second. Man, they raced very clean there, those two to the finish. Justin Melikar third. So Team PGR, well, Nash Brambilla fourth. 3 of the top 4 to Team PGR, and they are here waiting with Mike Davenport, who's still burning them down on the racetrack. He's got his teammates here on the racetrack with him. There's Justin Melikar, finished in third. Nash Brambilla. I mean, these guys happy campers right now. And much deserving win for this man, Mike Davenport. And it looks like a lot of happy people watching the races. These two, man, Team PGR OGs, now joined by a phenomenal driver, Justin Melikar, who helped push me to a top 10 in the SummerSlam 499. We'll wait for race control. I believe the Mike Davenport win is official. And we'll bring up these drivers momentarily. Chaos here at Talladega. And man, it really changed everything here on the last lap. Let's take you back here. There's a lot to unpack. And it all starts with the Larry McDonald wreck. Larry, I mean, it's just, he was in a great position here tonight to steal one from these guys. And this is where it first starts. Larry McDonald all out of whack on the front bumper of Jackson Buys. He's going to turn back up the racetrack. And he is going to turn himself. So I really don't foresee any penalties with that, as Larry McDonald causes that one. And he pretty much wrecks himself here. So we are going to watch the rest of this one, because that's what's going to matter here. Up front, it's going to be Hernandez, I believe. So right here, it's a 5-truck race. And that is what we are looking for. Davenport, the caboose right now. In front of him, I believe that's going to be Rogers. So, you know, 4th and 5th right here ended up taking, you know, 2nd and 1st. And for Hernandez and Smith, that's something goes awry, and that's what we're looking for here. Here come these 5 trucks. Down the back stretch they go. You'll see Mike Davenport here on the last lap. He's going to look to the outside. Rogers is going to go initially with him. Nobody else go. Oh, yep, Axel Smith looks to go there. And now Mike Davenport's still on the outside. He's going to try to get a big toe here. And here's where it all changed. Let's look here. This is where we need to see what happened. Let's get in a far chase. And Axel Smith's going to go up the track. And oh, big net code. Big net code there. But Axel Smith does not even finish in the money position, so that won't even matter. Now we'll see if Cody Rogers here turns Smith. You know, Cody Rogers has the spot. Axel cuts it off. Cody Rogers now goes low. I don't know if we'll have a penalty on Rogers. I mean, Smith was just making blocks there. Mike Davenport, nonetheless, for sure your winner here tonight. Stand by. We'll have the interviews here in just a minute.
like that was on you. I'm not
I
lying.
didn't do anything.
Hey, Malik.
Okay, look at what's up, man?
Does Cody Rogers and Melkar stay in their spot?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. It didn't look like Rogers did anything wrong. I think he was just kept getting blocked.
Yeah.
Malik, look at my screen.
Hang on, bro. Hang on.
So that was Malik Ray. So we found out that the top 3 will stick. Not sure if a penalty or not was called there to Axel Smith. I wasn't able to take a good look at it here in the tower. So we'll find out from Malik Ray if there was a penalty at Axel Smith. It'll change. What it will change is the point standings. And that's what we will get to. But right now, we'll go up here to the broadcast booth. And Team PGR's Justin Melkar, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Well, man, tell me how it's going. Team PGR came to play tonight. 4 PGR drivers here in the top 4 with the winner, Mike Davenport. And, man, you were right there sitting in a good position to get the win for yourself here tonight. Right behind Hernandez here. You guys had a 5-truck breakaway on the last lap. Walk us through a chaotic race and a chaotic green-white checkered finish.
Yeah, man, it was a pretty crazy restart. Luckily, I avoided the first wreck on the, I don't know if it was coming to the white or whatnot. I kind of made the move early, I think. But I also had a feeling that Axel wasn't going to go with me. And I was just kind of planning ahead to, have at least, Davenport or some of our teammates come to my bumper. But obviously that, last lap netcode thing, it kind of saved me in a sense because I don't know what the heck happened after that, and I was just going to go to the back after, I got hung out to dry. So made the move a little too early. Kind of wanted to win. But, I can't really complain with, us all finishing up there, really.
That was a great job. Well executed by the team tonight. And tell us about this race. We obviously saw quite a few yellows here. We saw a good run to start the race. A really good run with some 3-wide racing later on. But just seemed like it was caution-filled. No one really could keep it going here tonight.
Yeah, I was actually kind of looking forward to the green flag pit stops, the little less fuel and stuff. But we never got one of those. So it was pretty chaotic. After the first wreck, I got net-coded off of, I forget who it was, but I got net-coded off of someone in the first wreck, and it gave me 10 minutes of damage. So I was able to fix that all up. And then just kept getting stuck in the restarts, but eventually I was able to get back up there, and then on the final wreck, that caused us to go to the green right checkered. I got more wheel damage, so I think I went back in. It was 6 minutes of damage, but wheel damage isn't really going to affect my speed. So, yeah, kind of got lucky. It was one of those ones where if you sat in the back and didn't want to run up front, you probably survived. And if you went, up front and were up there the whole time, you didn't really pan out for you this week. So I'm excited, though. I'm glad to finish third. Take that any week.
Hey, well, podium finish is always good. A great points night to continue on through your season here. Big race at Iowa a week from today. Well, before we let you guys go here, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, shout out to all the guys on Team PGR. We were kind of everywhere this race, but at the end, we kind of connected up and we're able to get a solid finish for team. And thank you for broadcasting, Malik for being able to RC. And yeah, other than that, appreciate everyone that comes out to race every week. And that's it.
Well, we appreciate you here tonight. Go enjoy that top 3 finish tonight. We'll see you again here next week.
Thanks, sir. Have a good one.
That was Justin Melkar, 3rd place finisher for Team PGR here tonight. But another man, pretty happy. I know he is going to have wanted this win. We're watching it in slow motion here, coming to the checkered finish as the 11 truck of Cody Rogers is joining us here, right? Man, there you see it. These guys racing clean. I don't even know if they touched here. Just awesome side drafting going on. Yep, they are going to make a little bit of contact as they come to the line, but nonetheless, they put on a show. Cody Rogers, 2nd place here tonight. You got a copy.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. You guys, you two, at least up here in the front, the 55 and the 11, you guys really put on a show. Class Act Series, you came to the finish line for the checkered flag here tonight. Man, I know it's a good points night. You get that second place finish. Is it bittersweet, though? I know that victory would have been nicer.
Well, yeah, I mean, it would have been. It would have been like I would have been 1-for-1. This was my first race I got to run with y'all in the PGR Lite. I ran Thursday with the COTs, and I had a good buddy, Mark A. Rogers, invited me to come run these races and all that with him and all that. And I'm not a real big, I don't invest in pay to race or something like that. You know what I mean? But it was fun. This one was a little bit chaotic. I hate it for the guy that was in front of me. I came down low on the tri-oval and he came to block, and I was there, by an inch and all that. But it was fun. I enjoyed the race. A little chaotic, like I said, on the restarts, but it was great. And thanks to Mark A. Rogers again with the Bender's Bar and Grill.
Yeah, I mean, chaotic is an understatement. A really chaotic race tonight. 2 longer runs, but marred by cautions most of the time. And, the trucks will do that a little bit more, pack racing compared to a Gen 6 next-gen car that tend to get a little bit more spread out. But, hey, man, you came out here. You did a great job, and we hope to see you back again someday, man. I'll tell you what, it was a good payday. Second place here tonight. Paid some good money, and, man, cash money in your pocket. Great run for you here tonight, Cody Rogers. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Again, I want to shout out Mark A. Rogers with Bender's Bar and Grill that was on the hood of my truck. He's a good friend of mine. We do a lot of racing together. He's out of Wisconsin. So if you're in the area, South Wisconsin, don't know exact town, so apologies. But if you look up Bender's Bar and Grill, you'll find him there. And again, I appreciate him and all he's done for me. And him racing tonight and all that. And other than that, just thank you for broadcasting. Thanks everybody else that watched and was part of the show.
Well, we appreciate you here tonight. Hopefully we see you again soon, and congrats on that second place finish.
Thanks, sir.
Well, we have one driver left to interview here tonight, and that is going to be your race winner in the number 55 Denver Bronco Chevrolet. Mike Davenport, you have a copy.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Oh, man, it's hard. It's hard for me up here. You know how hard it is. You got to call everything, fairly for everyone. But it's extra special to call a race where somebody you've gone to bat with, for almost 3 years as, in Team PGR, man. And it's fun to call a race when you get to victory lane. I think I had the honor to do it once before. And here we are tonight, Mike, in this Lite Series. And what a last lap dash it was. You found yourself up into the top 10 late. You get up there into the top 5. You had a 5-truck breakaway. Man, walk us through what your thoughts, what was going through your head there. 5th in line. It looked like you tried to peek out before turn 3. And, not much to do in there. But, man, you really made the right moves coming through out of turn 4 into the tri-oval to get the victory here tonight. What a race. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that was a wild race. As far as the end there, I had a couple of things in mind when I was drifting to the top. I was kind of looking up to see, is anybody looking in the mirror there, who's kind of peeking, who's thinking about going up, something like that. Maybe if nothing else, I'd hang back and get a little bit of a gap and try and get a big run off of the draft and see what happened after that. And then a couple of guys kind of got into each other a little bit and slowed them down. And next thing I know, there's 2 of us coming to the checkered flag, and I just went down and side drafted as hard as I could and pulled up the track, and I got it. I couldn't believe it after, especially the start that I had rolling the truck a couple of times, and to come back from that is pretty crazy.
Well, that reminds me, I actually remember that now because you flipped over practically, hit the inside wall there on the backstretch. Wow, I mean, I forgot completely about that with all the chaos we had tonight. Man, I thought you were out of this race, and that's probably why I hadn't mentioned you for most of the race after that. And then here you came out of nowhere. We've seen Matthew Baker kind of do something similar in the past, and man, what an outstanding job to get the victory here tonight. Like I said, always an honor to call a Team PGR, victory. But, another thing people don't know, you really took reins of the team. You've brought some new faces to it, like Justin Melikar, who finished third here tonight, a longtime teammate, Nash Brambilla fourth. I mean, 3 out of the top 4 to Team PGR. You have some other guys in there as well. I believe Corey Wright, if I'm not mistaken. You got Mark Person, some other guys, and it's really paid dividends here. And here we go. This is what you're looking for, is race wins. You don't want to just, get those cash payouts. You go for the race win. You get it here tonight. And now locked in the championship playoffs. And, man, that's got to be a really good feeling for you.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, I was kind of torn on running tonight because, of course, the Broncos were playing. So they kind of made that decision easy for me. It was 21-3 coming out of halftime there about the time the race started. So I figured I'd throw the Broncos scheme on tonight. Shout out to Brian Hennings, not only for the paint job here, but also at the end. He was pushing me. I know he got tangled up there on the last lap or so, but me, him, and Nash were talking about it on that last restart, about where we wanted to go. I felt like 3 wasn't working. Maybe we'd go into the middle, but we decided to stay on the bottom because we felt like there was going to be some guys getting tangled up at the top side of the track there. And lo and behold, we were just in the right spot. At least I was to make it through there and get into that 5-car breakaway and make some moves from there, man. But definitely stoked to get locked in because the first 2 races of the season, I just had bad luck. I didn't run well at Bristol, and then I wrecked out in the first race. I was 39th in the points, something like that. Did okay last week, got up to 25th, but I just wanted a good finish tonight, but did the best we could, and now we're locked in. So looking forward to the rest of the season. Just no stress, and just go and try and get a couple more.
Well, a couple more, man. You're free rolling now the rest of this season. Congrats on the big win here tonight. P1, top of the pylon here at Talladega, and locked into the championship playoffs. Before we let you go here and celebrate that victory in victory lane, Mike, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to my teammates here in the race. We really leaned on each other tonight. Worked out, giving each other not just coaching, but some cheerleading there. A shout out to you guys hosting the race and the broadcast, race control. I know we had some rough times tonight with restarts and all that stuff. I think, race control and everything tried to do the best they could to try and get a lockdown on that. So, but yeah, shout out everybody who makes this happen, all the racers that came out tonight. And I think that's it.
Well, Mike, go celebrate that victory. You're locked into those playoffs now. We'll see you hopefully on Thursday night. Regardless, next Monday night, hopefully we'll see you out there on the track. Appreciate you racing here tonight, getting that victory.
All right, thank you.
Mike Davenport to victory lane for Team PGR. He gets it done. Cody Rogers finishes in second. Justin Melikar rounding out your podium finishers here tonight. Nash Brambilla, Team PGR, takes 3 of the top 4 spots, finishes in 4th here tonight. Max Dinda, man, he was leading the points, going to be probably still leading the points after tonight in 5th. Miles Bagley finishes in 6th. Vincente Guerrero 7th. Sean Parrish in 8th. Kobe Nill in 9th. Casey Sprinkle 10th. Evan Carlbon in 11th. Dylan Aston 12th. Gordon Spain 13th. David Justin 14th. Dawson Wise in 15th. Gordon Glidewell 16th. Jared Haynes 17th. Carson Freeman in 18th. 19th here tonight, Josh Giambroni. Matthew Stolnick finishes in 20th. Quentin Steinbach, 21st. Sean Corbett, 22nd. Jackson Byes, 23rd. Sean Hilkowitz, 24th. Derek Fulton, 25th. James Waring, 26th. Tucker McClendon, 27th. Michael Crocker, 28th. Joel Hernandez, bad luck there at the end of the race, 29th. Larry McDonald, 30th here tonight. Brian Hennings, 31st. Josh McCullough, 32nd. David Flanagan, 33rd. Cameron Hackett, 34th. Axel Smith, 35th. Austin Green, 36th. Cameron Craighead, 37th. Mark Rogers, 38th. Terry Wilson, 39th. Chris Gaskell was not in the race. Actually, Corey Wright finishes in 40th. Asher Little, 41st. Tanner Kassinger, 42nd car on the track. Well, that's a wrap here from Talladega. It was a chaotic race, but a great finish at the end. And Mike Davenport, your victor here tonight. For myself, Michael Triscaro at PGR eSports. We'll see you Thursday for the Intimidator Superspeedway Series.